Here's another example, number 8. How long would it take for an amount of money to triple if deposited in an account that pays 9% interest compound quarterly? Now, we don't have a lot of data here, so I'll show you a way of dealing with this. We want the amount of money to triple. All right, so they don't give us an amount or the principal, but let's say we had a principal of $100 and it tripled, how much would we have? Well, the amount we would have would be 3 times that, which would be $300. So you can kind of use this as a model, and I think you'll see what happens. The rate is easy. That's going to be 0.09. It's compounded quarterly, so n is going to be equal to 4. And how long? So that means we're looking for t. All right? So let's put these numbers in our formula now. We don't know that it's going to be 300 and 100, but we know the amount will be 3 times the principal because the money is going to triple. So if you put $100 in, you'll have $300. That means your money tripled. So let's put this in our formula over here. So amount I'm saying is going to be 300. My principal is going to be 100. And that's going to be 1 plus, and my rate is going to be 0.09. And my n is going to be 4. And I've got 4 times t, and that's what I'm looking for. T again, kind of like in example 6. Now, like I did in example 6, I'm going to divide both sides by 100. And notice what happens. This becomes 1, and this becomes 3 over 100 is 3, and that's what happens when your money triples. If it doubles, it'll be 200 and 100 would be 2. If you wanted to quadruple, it'd be 4. So if you just take a model, 300, or it was 3,000, and this is 1,000. If you divide 3,000 by 1,000, you still get 3. So if it's going to triple the amount over the principal, that equals 3. If it was going to double, the amount over the principal would be 2. If it was going to quadruple, the amount over the principal would be 4. So it kind of removes a couple of these values that we normally need. And then we've got this 1 plus 0.09 over 4 to the 4t. Now I want to get the t down below because I'm looking for t equals, right? So I'll take the natural log of both sides. You can take the log of both sides. It's going to come out the same. Natural log of 3 equals the natural log of 1 plus 0.09 divided by 4 to the 4t. And now I can use the power property logarithms to bring that 4t in front. And then if I want to solve for t, I want to remove the 4 and the natural log, so I divide both sides by 4 natural log of 1 plus 0.09 divided by 4. Now anytime you could work these out, but if you're going to work it out to be a decimal, you're going to have to do some rounding off. So you might get some round off here unless you carry it out about 5 places, and you might be safe. So if we do it all at the very end on the calculator, it's a little bit easier to avoid that round off error, I should say. But you have to be pretty good with your calculator. So this becomes 1, that becomes 1, so we just have t. So this is going to be t. That's going to equal t. Now I'm going to do that on my calculator. Well, it's not too bad. Just remember your parentheses. I'm going to need a parentheses around my denominator. And then when I put this in, I'll need a parentheses around this fraction here. So you need to have these parentheses when you do your calculator. Okay, and then otherwise it's pretty straightforward. So we turn this guy on, clear it. And then we've got the natural log of 3. Now, if this was a binomial, I'd have to put a parentheses around that, but it's okay. So since it's just one term, natural log of 3, do need to close that parentheses. Divided by, and I need this green parentheses, so there's my green parentheses for the whole denominator fraction. 4 natural log, and it puts a parenthesis around there, so I've got 1 plus, and then I need a parentheses around this fraction. So I'll put a parentheses there, and that's going to be 0.09, that's my 9%, divided by, n is 4 quarterly, and then there's my, now how many parentheses do I need? I need 3. 1, 2, 3. So you usually have to kind of model this out so you see what you're doing. And then you press enter, and you get 12. So t equals 12.34 years. That would be approximate. Okay, so if that makes sense, you can go back and slow that down, look at that. But that's how you would use, especially these kind of calculators with parentheses and carets. It makes it a lot easier.